Hello everybody. It's like October 29th. Maybe, yeah, today's October 29th because tomorrow will be Sunday, which is 30th, and Monday will be the 31st. So I'm back home on my country estate, Yangon, and I'm hiking the mountains. And what I wanted to do today is one of the things I like to explore. So I want to talk about this pit here. Now, I can't prove it specifically with this pit. I had to talk to my wife to try to verify it. But from what my Korean friends have told me, stuff like these are not really pits. It's actually a foxhole. And when you go hiking in Korea, like especially, you'll see a lot like on trails and stuff, you will see what we would call a foxhole dug out along the trails and other strategic places. I tend to believe this is a foxhole. And now let me step back from it. I said I want to ask my wife. My wife is Korean and she grew up in this area, okay? Her whole life she's lived here. So, you know, I want to talk to her, try to get some verification, maybe a couple of them are friends. But here's why I think this would be a foxhole. Alright, let's check this out. Let's go back. You got to understand the Korean War. You know, the Korean War, of course, was a civil war between the North and the South. And a lot of the country, depending on where you were in this country, a lot of your hillsides were just devastated. You didn't have trees growing here and stuff. I'm not necessarily playing young, but in general, in many places. So, I wasn't here in 1950, of course. But here's what I could see happening. If you see this foxhole, let's look over here. Let me try to get my footing here. This has a view of the road here. Okay? You could make that could be an OP point, and I'm sorry for all the trees here, but down there is the road that leads into the town of Yongyang, okay? And right over there, through these trees, might be easier to zoom out. Let's try zooming in. You might be able to see like some blue rooftops, you might be able to see the road. So this gives you like observation of the fire, right? You can see all the roads from this angle going into Yongyang and out of Yongyang. And it also covers that area. So you have a very good strategic location here. You put a soldier or two here, they may not be able to affect the battle much. I mean, you know, one or two guys are not going to be able to stop an invading army. But it would make an excellent observation point, especially if this was cleared out more. So from my perspective, I could see this being a foxhole. You got this, wow, you got like 180 degrees here. You can see all the roads. You could get you some like binoculars. You can see down to the river. You can see across into the mountains there. So I tend to believe it might be a foxhole. Now, of course, we also got to keep in mind, right now it's pretty shallow because God knows how many decades this thing was made, you know, for sure. And of course, it's just filled up with debris and stuff. But and it's on a trail up there. That trail will lead down to the town. This is not an easy to get to trail. Oh, of course, there's a trail that leads down that way too. It's not super easy to get to. It does take a while, but it also kind of keeps the soldiers safe, because if it's hard to access for them, it's also hard to access for the enemy. And also, you figure if you had like a radio, you might have some open sky here or something, depending on how much trees you've got here. Yeah, communication may not be that bad. So anyway, I'm trying to find more of these while I'm here in Korea before I return to America this winter. There's a couple more places I know where they're at. I want to record them, film them, and, you know, use it for education and take it from there. So anyway, thanks for watching this. Have a great one. Out.